Hey guys, what's up? For some reason I felt called to make a video today, and I'm just going to go ahead and start. But how many of us find ourselves looking for something but never really finding it? I remember when I was a kid, we'd sometimes be late to stuff, and then all of a sudden when we get in the car, the keys were nowhere to be found, and we'd start frantically looking for these keys. But the fact of the matter is, if we never looked for the keys, we'd never gotten to where we were going. In relation to that, life gets tough. But are you going to give up? Are you going to stop looking for those keys? And then when we get older, we slowly find that what we're looking for isn't a physical object, but we're searching for something. I found a Bob Marley quote, and I shortened it up and kind of changed the words a little bit. But it says, if it's amazing, it won't be easy. If it's easy, it won't be amazing. If it's worth it, you won't give up. I think many of the times, especially myself, we give up too easy on things because we don't see the end in sight. We come and go. We slowly find something that's worth everything that we got, and then when it gets too tough, or it gets hard, or we feel frustrated with it, or sometimes we don't see what could possibly be there for me, and sometimes we just feel like it's going too fast or too slow, or it's not going the way that we planned, and we just panic and we give up. Sometimes it might be with you at work, or where you don't see what you're doing anymore. It's just work, and you do the same routine over and over again. I know sometimes I feel that way. Right now I'm working part-time construction, and all I do is sweep, sometimes 4 or 5 hours a day. When I first started, I swept for 8 or 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. And it gets monotonous and gets slow, and you start to wonder, why are you here? And I think we do that with our relationship with Christ just as much as we do anything else in life. We find ourselves pushing towards Christ, and we find that we're growing stronger, and we're growing in the faith, and we're fighting for something that we want. And then all of a sudden, Billy Joe calls us down the street while we're in the middle of our prayer time, and he's like, hey, come play baseball with us. And then we put our Bible down, and it sits there, and collects dust for the next couple of years. And then we leave where we leave God back on the shelf, and we forget that we're fighting for something better. I found 2 Timothy 4:7 says, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Sometimes it's hard to push through, but are you going to give up? Are you going to stop looking for those keys? The fact of the matter is, the keys that are given to us to get where we're going is God. God, through God's faith, through the faith of Christ, we're going to get to where we have always felt called to go. We pull away because we're scared. We pull away because society says that Christianity isn't cool. We pull away because we find that sex and drugs and drinking, or maybe even other things that take our time away, are more important than God. And the fact of the matter is, there's nothing in this world that's important to God than God. I find just myself, I'm human, but we also find ourselves saying, instead of looking at it as God as a way of life, we should see it as God is life. When you find yourself giving up and not being able to push through, maybe it's just trying to pay the next payment, pay the rent, pay water. Where's food going to come from? Where am I going to be staying, living at next week? Where am I going to be going through my classes? Am I going to be able to even pass this class? Sometimes we find ourselves falling short of the glory of God, but we're only human, and that's where faith comes in. I remember seeing a cartoon, and it has a bunch of people walking with massive crosses, and there's this one picture of a guy. He's like, God, my cross is too heavy. It's too hard to hold. Can you just chop a little bit off the edges so that I may be able to bear it? And so he chops off a little piece on each 4 corners of it, and he keeps going, and he keeps going. He's like, God, it's heavy, and I can't bear my cross. Can you please take off a little bit more? And so God takes off a little bit more. And then finally they get to this valley, and it's a big gap, and he needs to get from this side to this side, and everybody's laying their crosses down to get across, and his cross is too short because he's asked God to take away the pain. He asked God to make it easier for him. The fact of the matter is, God makes it hard so that when we find ourselves at that valley, we can cross. Philippians 4:13 talks about, through God, anything is possible. I actually want to encourage y'all today that even though you find yourselves getting too close to something and it may be scary, have faith in God and trust. Know that God is love, and love covers everything. God is love. And I pray that when you watch this video or you just in your quiet time, that you know that you're fighting the good fight, run the good race, because in the end, that's all you have, and that's all we can give.